Hey everybody, Mr. Movies87 here, bringing you a new episode of Gaming Breakdown. And today we're covering Wild Arms 3, the first entry of the series for the PS2. We'll be going over each of the four main characters here, Virginia, Jet, Clive, and Gallows, their strengths and weaknesses, and also some recommended setups to use for their arms, and also some medium setups. So let's go ahead and jump into it with Virginia, the pseudo-main character of the game. Well, all four of them are really main characters, but she's kind of the main focal point here. She's unfortunately the weakest member of the group physically, like low attack power, low HP, low defense, all that fun stuff there. Well, not fun, but you know what I mean. But she is the fastest member of your team, which can be very, very helpful to your group, especially with her force ability Mystic, which, of course, if you play Wadums, you know what that does. Takes an item effect from one character, puts it on the entire party. That is paramount in boss fights if you need group healing with a heal berry or potion berry or meta berry, or also a yellow card or a lucky card there. Because unfortunately in Wild Arms 3, unlike the first two games, they only affect one character at a time, so you have to use Mystic on one of them to have it affect your entire party instead of using four of them, which would just be a waste there. But as far as Virginia's arms goes, like I said earlier, she is the weakest one here, but only, well, physically yes, but where her strength lies is that you can upgrade her bullet weight and also her bullet count. For arm upgrades, by the way, you have 15 available points to spend on your attack power, your accuracy, your bullet count, your crit rate, and what's and the bullet's weight as well. Which that'll lower the amount of FP you need to use Gatling force abilities, which everyone has, by the way. With Virginia here, if you put 10 levels into weight and 5 into bullets, you'll be able to pump out Gatlings like crazy. And she'll be able to store multiple hits. She has her dual pistol, so they store 2 hits, one each, so 2 hits per attack there. That, plus a lot of FP and the right arm setup, she will murder things come mid to late game there, especially when you get the Valiant Arcana. That spell alone it's game breaking, really. Essentially, how it works is the difference between your current HP and your max HP is added to your attack power. So, say you have 1 HP and your max is 1000, that 999 there is added to your attack power. That will destroy bosses easily. Like, picture this. Yeah, that plus Gatling on Virginia with 100 FP, she could very well one-shot some bosses with the right setup there. Well, pretty much, yeah, really. It's pretty ridiculous, especially if you use that on your better physical characters like Jet or Clive. It will murder like all of the things. It's ridiculous there. Now, as far as our medium setup goes, one thing I'll just foremention here real quick. It's pretty open-ended how you can handle your mediums there. There are some cases where you want to have like a specific one for each character here, but by and large, you can swap them out in battle actually whenever you want to adapt to your situation. So there's not really any general hard and fast rule you have to really apply for or apply by really. One thing that works is giving Virginia the Stir Dart media. I forget what it's called. I forget all the actual names, but anyway, yeah, give her the water medium there. You'll get heal from that. And with her being first and her pretty decent magic stat, by the way, it's second only to Gallows, by the way. She makes for a pretty good healer, actually, and especially having her go first. That can save your ass many a time in boss fights. Although I generally prefer to have that. It's an Aqua Wisp, that's right, I forgot. But yeah, I generally have that on Gallows, which I'll explain why in a little bit there. Um, so there's that. Oh, actually, one thing I should have done earlier was actually pull up the medium list here. I'm not sure why I'm doing this right now. I should have maybe probably did this before I started recording, but oh well. But it'll make things easier on me anyway. Yeah, I have a little handy dandy medium list right here. One thing also with all the mediums, by the way, they also increase your stats by a set percentage here. Like the Aqua Wisp, for example, 10% of your HP increase and also 30% to your magic increase there. Once the mediums upgrade, and they will all upgrade later on, once you get the four Guardian Lords there, you're able to upgrade two of your old mediums from silver to gold, which will then boost their stats even further. Like for Aqua Wisp here, from the 10 and 30%, it'll boost it up to 30 and 50% there, which is very, 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 very good. So yeah, there's that. The one thing to keep in mind for the mediums goes, not only do you want to keep in mind for their stats bonuses go, but also what arcana they give you, because each medium gives you 4 different arcana to use, and some of them are better suited for certain characters here. Like with Virginia going first pretty much all the time, it'd be worthwhile to give her some mediums that give you some good buffs, or again with Aqua Wisp there if you so chose. So looking at here, like even Grudia's medium here, Earth Roar could work well for you because it has Protect and Shield, which of course raise your defense and magic defense there, which those will save your ass in boss fights. I hardly ever used them before, but they are very, very helpful, especially combined with Gallows' force ability there, Extension, which again I'll go over here in a little bit. But yeah, it will be extremely helpful in those boss fights there. But yeah, as far as Virginia generally goes, yeah, I like to have her pretty much just be on the sidelines ish on the physical front here, Gatling when able, and pretty much just healing with items there. Once you get a ability for her called Green Thumb, you're able to, once it's matched out, you can double the effect of healing items. So that plus Mystic plus Mega Berries, and you're golden in boss fights really. So there's Virginia overall. Moving on to Jet, our physical character here. He's second fastest only to Virginia. He is your offensive powerhouse. Well, one of them actually. His magic stats all around suck, so don't give him like any. Don't have him use magic attacks at all. It's just not worthwhile, really. Yeah, what I like to do with Jet for his arm, pretty much put every single point into attack. With the 15 levels you have, like 9 or 10 into shots would be perfect for him. And then the other ones, you can pretty much go for whatever you want, really, to be honest. He already starts out with 4 bullets, which I think is plenty, actually. If you want to give him one more, by all means you can. But I think that'd be better off to put either into his crit rates, or also into his weight to lower his Gatling count a little bit there, or just more shot if you really want to. You pretty much want to have him be attacking like all the time there. As far as mediums go, pretty much anything that boosts physical attack, he wants to have. So, excuse me. So yeah, early on, definitely give him more Galt, so a Fiery Rage. That'll boost his attack power by a good bit there. By how much is the amount? 15% there, which will be upgraded to 26.5% once it's upgraded there. Later on, what else is good for you? Because unfortunately, early on, not many mediums raise physical attack, unfortunately. Besides that, no other one raises attack until you get to the really high-end ones. But once you did Brave Seal, which is Justine's medium, he definitely wants that as well. Yeah, again, you want to have Jet be as physically powerful as possible, because he's a really good candidate for having finest arts. What that does, when you're out of FP, or not out of FP, out of bullets there, and you have the ability equipped, you learn it from the Violator, by the way. Did that to him, and he'll do a barehanded Gatling combo. The first 4 hits won't do much damage at all, but the last hits will do tens of thousands of damage to anything you're fighting. That is paramount in the late game there, for like the of course final bosses, and also Radula, who you fight in the Abyss twice. And he ain't no joke. I'll even say right now, I have never even gotten to him before. I've never even delved through the entire Abyss. It's 100 floors for one thing. It gets harder and harder the deeper you go in. It's no fun, I'll tell you that right now. So there's that. But as far as the other like mediums go, yeah, again, anything to boost physical attack. As far as Arcana goes, yeah, he's not worthwhile to use for actual magic assaults. But anything to boost your attack, like with Justine here, he has Hyper, which doubles your attack power. So have him use that on everybody really in boss fights there. Well, starting with him first, and then you can go on from there. Besides that, him having Fiery Rage also gives you the Revive Arcana, and him going second can also work well for you, because that'll help you save on revives early game, because they're hard to come by in the early game, as I recall. So having him go second for a quick revive on your team can potentially save your ass as well. Anyway, moving on to our third character, Gallows. He's the mage of sorts. The best matches, I say of sorts, but he has the best matches stat in the game, so I'm not really sure why I said that. He also has a lot of HP too, so it pays well to give him a lot of mediums to boost his HP there. because that plus Valiance means you're getting a more higher damage boost with your attacks there. So that can play off really well in boss fights there. But his main strength is really his magic, because his main force ability, Extension, takes a spell effect and puts it on the entire party. That's that plus heal early to mid to late game will save your ass many a time. And yeah, I'm saying that a lot, but this game I will mention it's not easy. It's really not. Some of the boss fights can be very hard, especially in the early game when heal berries are not at a premium. You can't buy them anywhere actually. You have to grow them, and you're not able to do that for a good while into the game. So the heal berries you have, well, you'll find plenty in chests, I will say. But yeah, the heal berries and stuff you do have, plus heal, are really your only ways of, well, healing anyway for quite a while until you can really start growing them yourself. So yeah, heal plus extension there. After a boss uses a big old AoE attack on you, that will save your ass a lot. Now, as far as his arm goes, his shotgun there, the thing is, it's really inaccurate. It has a potential of hitting up to 8 times per attack, but the thing is, though, his aim is so low, it generally won't get that high. Now, if you pump some points into his crit rate there, it'll always hit for 8 shots there. So I recommend putting at least a few points into that. And also his aim as well, because that will generally give you a better chance of storing more hits there. Like 6 to 7 to 8 was what you're shooting for, really. No pun intended. Actually, that's a lie. Pun intended. Yeah, as far as attack goes, his attack is decent, but again, his main thing is using magic, so you should only really have him be attacking to build FP, and then go from there. Now, as far as mediums go, early on, he needs Aqua Wisp. I'll tell you that right now, because, again, it's extension heal. I can't say it enough of how useful that is. But the main thing is also, he is your best buffer in the party, because, again, with extension, you can take a spell effect and put it on the entire party. So imagine, yeah, extension plus shield or protect for a party-wide defense or magic defense boost early on in a boss fight there. Extension Valiant against really tough bosses there. You'll be able to steamroll them, no problem. If you give him Justine, extension plus hyper is a thing that you can also steamroll bosses with. Extension permanence, which also, I should have mentioned that earlier. Permanence lets you, well, how it sounds is let you keep your status effects permanently throughout boss fights there. So say you use hyper first, and then permanence, that effect will not go away for the entire boss fight until I think you die. So, don't die there. So there's that. But yeah, pretty much any buffing spell that's on a medium, give to Gallows, because extension with that will be very helpful throughout the entire game, really. Hi, Pompey. Okay, anyway, moving on to our final character, and my personal favorite one, Clive. He is the sniper of the team, and also another physical powerhouse there. He is very slow, the slowest member of the group even, but that's fine because his main job is to shoot things and do a lot of damage to them. His arm is extremely accurate, so you pretty much never need to worry about upgrading his aim, like, at all. Well, the only way you'll miss it I keep getting tongue-tied today. The only way you'll miss is if an enemy has already boosted their evasion, which is pretty rare to see happen in the game, really. So, by and large, I wouldn't worry about that. So, put all of his points into a shot, and maybe a couple points into his attack there. He only starts out with 2 bullets, so I would say probably 4 total would be good. So, yeah, 2 upgrades there, and then the rest into shot, and you'll be dandy for the entire game, really. But as far as his stats go, yeah, again, really high HP, really high defense, really high physical attack. His magic isn't terrible. It's better than Jet's, but not as good as Virginia's or Clive's there. Or as Gallows, sorry. But yeah, he's not meant to really use Arcana, like, at all. Yeah, he's also kind of too slow to make use of any buffing spells, really, so whatever else you have, medium-wise, give to him. Essentially, you want to give him stuff that'll raise his HP and defense there. Like, I give him Terror Roar early on for the defense and HP boost there to help him out. And then also like Defensor, because with his HP, he makes a great tank early on. And that's pretty much it, I believe. Now, again, with the mediums, I just want to mention here. I mentioned it earlier, but just to remind you that it's really open-ended on how you can handle them here. Like, if the situation calls for a certain character to have a certain medium, just take it off the character and put it on the other one, and then you're good to go. Alright, so that takes care of that, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this one. I am not sure what I'll do for the next episode of Gaming Breakdown. I might do a Pokemon one, or I'll delve into some other game there. But anyway, thanks a lot for watching, guys. This has been Mr. Moves87 signing off. Have a great day, and thanks for watching.